Today I'm going to show you how you can create your own interactive map with a free online tool called Visme. It's really easy to use and you don't need any design skills or coding skills. In this short tutorial I'm going to show you step by step how I created this map that you see here. So the first step to creating your own interactive map is creating an account at visme.co with your name and your email, and once you're inside your project you can simply add text by going to the text icon here on the toolbar on the left side of your screen, and then you can choose any one of these options. So you can choose, for example, this title option, and then you'll get a text box like this. And once you have it placed on your canvas area, you can start typing in your title. So in this case, I want it to be Election 2016 Results If Only Women Voted. So once I have my title, I can proceed to create my map. So to do that, I go to this chart icon on the toolbar on the left side. I click on it and then I choose the map option here. When you click on that, you'll see this pop-up up here. It's the map engine. And once you're inside the map engine, you can choose any country either by scrolling down, or you can also type in the name in the search bar. So in this case, I want to create a map of the United States. So I can type that in and you'll see it appear here. Now, if you want to create a map of a region, you can also choose the Regions tab and choose any one of these, or you can also create a map of the entire world. In this case, I want to create a map of the United States. So what I do is I just click on Edit this map so I can insert my data. And then you'll see here these columns of data that you have. So by default, you'll see the area of each of the states. So you see here we have state level data, and you can also have national data and international data. So in this case, I want to visualize the percentage of registered Democrats and registered Republicans in each of these states. So what I can do to insert my information is simply copy from Excel or from a Google Sheet and then paste it on here. So I have two columns of data that I want to visualize. So what I have to do is I want to eliminate this column here. I simply right click on it and then I choose remove this column. Then I can add a new column by clicking on add more data and then simply naming this column. So I just click on it or double click on it and then type in the name. So in this case, I want to put DEM for Democrat. And if I want to insert another column, I click on it again and do the same. Now, to insert my data, all I have to do is copy and paste information from an Excel sheet or a Google sheet. So what I can do now is go back to my Google sheet, which is right here, and simply select all the information, which should be ordered exactly as it appears here. So you see that this is ordered alphabetically, and this information on the Google Sheet is also ordered alphabetically in the exact same order. So I press Control-C, and then I go back to the sheet, and then I go to the first cell and press Control-V to paste it. So you see here it's ordered exactly as it appears. So now what I want to do is I want to color code each of these states according to whether they're Democrat or Republican. So what I do is I simply click on this swatch, and then I can choose either previous colors I've used. I can use some presets that we have here in Visme. There are 50 different color combination presets. Or I can also choose my own color, a new color, by clicking on this button. Then you can insert here the hex code of the color you want to create. In this case, I want to use blue for Democrats, so I'm going to use maybe this color. And what I'm going to do here is simply color code the states that lean Democrat or lean Republican. So I'm going to go here and choose red for this one, and then I have for undecided a gray one. So another thing that you can do, instead of manually inputting the color for each of these different states, is that you can go to the Map Settings tab, and here you'll see that you have several different settings that will allow you to further customize the look of your map. In this case, I want to, for example, change the color of my entire map without overriding the setting or the colors of the local states. So I can do that here by clicking on this swatch and then choosing either the previously used colors I have under the Colors tab. I can go to also the Presets tab where I have Visme's color combination presets here, or I can go to my palettes, which are color palettes that you have saved and are reusing over and over again, so you can save them here. In this case, I'm just going to leave it as it is, and I can also go here to the Show Borders option, and I can activate this to show borders or not show borders. I can also change the color, so let's say I want to change this to a darker color, I can choose one here. I can also choose to show a caption when I hover over each state, or I can also deactivate it so then you don't see the caption. And you can also make it light or dark depending on the color of your map or your background. Finally, there's the data settings options where you can apply a range of colors to your range of data. So in this case, I'm going to activate it because you can also deactivate it if you want. And what you can do here is choose one of the columns of data to visualize. In this case, I want to visualize the democratic data. And then I can apply a range of colors to this range of data. So at one extreme we have one color and on the other we have another color. And in between they're going to be a mixture of these two hues. So in this case I want to start with, since we're visualizing democratic data, then we should start with red and then end with a blue color. So you see here that if I'm visualizing the democratic data, most of these are blue states and some of them are in between. And then I can also activate the legend, and I can place it either at the right, the left, or the top or the bottom. So in this case I want it to be on the right, and since my background is a dark color, I want it to have a light colored text. So then I click replace, and then you see it here on your canvas area, and you can resize it and reposition it as needed. And if you want to see this in preview mode, all you have to do is go to this button here at the top and click on it. And then you see when you hover over each of these states, you'll see the individual data for each state. Now, one last note, if you want to visualize information that is not numerical, you can also do that here by inserting the text here. But one word of caution that if you do visualize non-numerical data, you will have to input individual colors for each of these states, since this range of colors applies only to numerical data. So in this case, we have numerical data, and also another thing you have to watch out for is to not insert a % symbol here, because then the system will not be able to decipher the number. So just input numbers here, and this way you'll be able in the map settings option to color code each of these values. And then finally, if I want to insert the total number of electoral votes per candidate, I can go to this option here again and choose one of my infographic widgets here, which are nothing more than just mini visualizations that are really easy to create. So I can go here and choose this one to create these linear bars, and I can insert it here and duplicate it by pressing on copy, and I can create one for each of the candidates. And in this case, I'm going to make up a hypothetical number. So let's say here, okay, so the total number of electoral votes, again, I'm making this up, it could be, let's say, for 540 is the maximum number of electoral votes. So let's say that in this hypothetical situation that only women voted, let's say that Hillary Clinton received around 65% of the total number. So you see here that it adjusts according to the percentage. And then I can also activate the text option, so I can put here, for example, Clinton, and then you can visualize that very easily and quickly. And the same thing goes for this one here. So let's say here I can also input a value and then put a percentage. So let's say the total number of maximum number of electoral votes was 540, and let's say he, in this hypothetical situation, only received, let's say, I don't know, let's say 10% of the votes. So in here I can also put text. I can activate this option, and then I can put here text. And I can also change the color of this if I want as well. So I change this to red, and then you can change this to another shade of blue. And then you can also resize these and position them as needed. So this is how easy it is to create an interactive map with Visme. It's completely free, and like I said in the beginning, you don't need any design skills or coding skills to use it. So stay tuned for more tips and hacks on how you can get more out of Visme, and you can sign up at visme.co with just your name and your email. Thanks for watching.